The Maricopa County election auditors put in place by the GOP-led Arizona Senate took a week away because of high school graduation ceremonies scheduled to take place at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Phoenix. But those events are over, and auditors went back to work on Monday. The 2.1 million ballots had to be carted back over from a nearby building on the fairgrounds. That's where they've been guarded 24/7. Now, I wouldn't imagine there's been any problem with security. Imagine how many pairs of eyes were locked on those boxes of ballots every inch of the way. The audit team, which consists of 4 different firms with different responsibilities, are ramping up their operations with more tables and counters added this week. And even though auditors had some time off, the lawyers and politicians were working overtime, and it has been tense. There was that special meeting of the County Board of Supervisors who unanimously supported a letter by the county recorder condemning the audit and vowing not to cooperate further. Then there was the next day meeting of auditors and board members. Senate President Karen Fann had called, and that's where the auditors attended, but the board members, get this, they boycotted. The idea behind that meeting had been to try to work together without more subpoenas, but that hope apparently has been dashed. Heck, even subpoenas and judicial orders don't work with the members of this board. The lawyers advising them have apparently given them grand illusions of their own power. Now the auditors claim that the main database had been removed from one of the machines, and that was met with denial, even outrage by the board. And of course, CNN and AP reported that auditors walked back that claim. This was inaccurate, and technical forensic expert Ben Cotton of Cipher, one of the companies performing the audit, wrote a letter to the Epoch Times, and he said basically that very thing. Cotton says not only was the database deleted, but he's been able to recover it, and he's working on retrieving the information that is on it. The claim that there are no legal grounds to conduct this audit, that's inaccurate, totally inaccurate. Senate Republicans had issued a subpoena for all the ballots, plus the voting machines and election data, and a judge upheld this, saying that Maricopa County needed to comply. So the board begrudgingly did, and now they won't stop carping about it. They've criticized the audit for being conducted by people who don't normally audit elections, and, quote, journalists covering this story. They've stressed the point, calling them unqualified. Just more painfully predictable media propaganda. All it is. In another update, we now have a portion of the transcript from last Tuesday's meetings with the auditors and the state senators. The meeting that was snubbed by the county board, and Ben Cotton appears in video testimony. Shockingly, he doesn't appear to be this wild-eyed, right-wing crazy that he's been painted to be, but rather a professional forensic analyst who actually knows what he's talking about. The media have been insisting that the fact the auditors were able to recover the information meant that it really hadn't been deleted, that they'd just been looking in the wrong place before it turned up. But it's amazing what forensics investigators can retrieve that has been deleted. No doubt, this is why Hillary's aides were instructed to hit her devices with literal hammers. Cotton said specifically that one of the drives of the EMS primary server had been deleted. He said it was his extensive experience in data forensics that enabled him to recover the deleted files. Cotton's testimony about the data recovery is pretty technical stuff, but it boils down to the fact that he was able to recover all the deleted files and has gained access to that data. Now, having access to the data may not mean that all of it's readable. We just have to cross our fingers on that one. But in the course of retrieving this material, Cotton said that he found clear indications that the database directory had been deleted from the server. Finally, members of the Board of Supervisors are now bringing their accusations to the media in a full court press to affect public perception of the audit. Specifically, County Recorder Stephen Richer, who read a scathing prepared statement at last Monday's board meeting, and who wasn't even in office during the November election, has taken his show on the road. Now he's been going on ABC News Monday for an interview with Terry Moran to say that there is no legitimate reason that would have prompted this audit. He complained again that the companies doing the audit are not professional or legitimate. Well, I beg to differ. We've been watching this drama play out, and the auditors seem to be the only ones who are behaving professionally. The media has been characterizing this as a so-called audit. I hate to be the one to break some real news to the fake news media, but this is a real audit. It's being handled well. And if there's something to find, I think they're going to find it. Undoubtedly, this is why these board members are fighting tooth and nail against transparency. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope you'll comment and subscribe to the channel below, and be sure to click that notification bell so you'll get more videos. Also, check us out on Rumble. And if you want more of my news analysis and commentary, of course you can sign up for my newsletter at MikeHuckabee.com. It is completely free. It really is. And by the way, if you're in the mood for some really great entertainment, check out our second channel, Huckabee's Jukebox. Well, that's it for this edition of The Breakdown. I'm Mike Huckabee.